Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation, finding gold underneath the kitchen floor. Let's explore! Indeed, that did rhyme, although I must confess it was unintentional. But several stories were shared with me by several members of the community, and this is a fascinating one here about finding gold. Now, as most of you know, I do have a playlist of found precious metals treasure, and it's one of the unique things about this channel, so I hope you will check out some other stories of discovered and found gold, silver, and other amazing artifacts. And this is another one of the stories that couples find 250 pounds worth of coins hidden underneath the home they've lived in for 10 years. Yes, indeed. I think that's about $290, almost $300,000 worth. But this is from the metro.co.uk. And what an amazing thing. A couple who found the stash of gold coins stretching back more than 400 years are in line for a £250,000 payday. Yes, indeed. So that is something else. It's about 264 gold pieces were uncovered while the floor at their North Yorkshire home was being relayed. I guess being taken out. They were doing some renovations there. They lifted the floorboards of the 18th century property. There they were intrigued to find an earthenware cup about the size of a Coke can. And here we can see an image of the coins as they were being discovered and what they looked like in that container there. Wow, pretty amazing. It was only when experts looked at its contents did they realize that they had been living above a trove of about 250 pounds for the previous decade worth of gold there. The homeowners discovered the coins in July of 2019, and as they have now been officially disclaimed, they can now go to auction. A highlight of the sale is the George I guinea, George the First guinea, from 1720, which has a mint error. The coin has no king's head on it, instead having two tail sides of the coin. So imagine finding a gold coin just in general from so long ago underneath your kitchen floorboard, only to find out that it's an error piece. Wow. And so it is expected to fetch about 4,000 pounds. So that's maybe about $4,500 or so. A Charles II guinea from 1675 has a spelling error, and the king's Latin name spelled incorrectly as Graulus instead of Carolus. Crowlus, well, yes, indeed. Wow, and has an estimate of 1,500 pounds. Auctioneer Gary Edmonds said this is a fascinating and highly important discovery. It sure is. Look at that. Wow. And amazing pictures, too, to see there. Wow. It is extraordinarily rare for hoards of English gold coins to ever come into the marketplace, much less two error coins. This find of over 260 coins is also one of the largest on archaeological record from Britain, so this is huge. They're not mint perfect coins. They're coins that have had a hard life. And that just, to me, makes it all the more fascinating that history was being touched by hands last for thousands of years, and just absolutely amazing. However, the number of coins and unique method of burial presents an extraordinary opportunity to appreciate the complicated English economy in the first decades of the Bank of England and significant distrust of its newfangled invention, the banknote. Yes, indeed. So imagine from hundreds of years being buried underground, and at a time where that was the key way to be able to transact was through coins. And, some people say, well, it can't be done again today like it was back then. But, I believe there's ways to be able to utilize gold and silver, as I've talked about before, that could help rein in our monetary system. It's muchly needed at this point in time. It's a wonderful and truly unexpected discovery from so unassuming a fine location underneath the kitchen floor. As a coin specialist of many years' experience, I cannot recall a similar discovery in living memory, and it is therefore an enormous privilege to be able to properly document and explore this hoard for the benefit of future generations. So there you go. an amazing story there for sure. And it would be amazing to live in England or to travel there and do some metal detecting. You never know what you might find. There are several members of this community who are from the United Kingdom who have found some pretty cool things dating far back into times. Cybercurtain Twitcher is one of those, but even others, it's so steeped in history that even though this is an extraordinary find, it is not all that surprising when you think about it. Now, this next story I'm going to talk about is surprising. It is not something you don't typically find out there. I think Doctor Who shared this one with me. Scotland puts its largest gold nugget on display. Wow, pretty amazing indeed. A gold nugget believed to be the largest found in Scotland in 400 years has gone on display in Glasgow. This is coming to us from the BBC. And look at that beauty. Wow. I don't think this is something you'd find underneath your kitchen floor. The Douglas nugget, found in a river in Perthshire in 2017, weighs 85.7 grams and is estimated to be worth 50,000 pounds. And I think I did cover this story before, but this is an update to where it is being on display. The Crown Estate Scotland, which is responsible for the management of land and property, transferred it to the Hunterian Museum at the University of Glasgow for public display. Most surviving gold nuggets in Scotland were found in the 19th century. The finder of the Douglas nugget asked to remain anonymous. The exact location where it was found is not being disclosed. And so he was sniping where gold hunters wear a dry suit and snorkel and lie face down in the river. Almost looks like a dead body there. Something you might see, in a crime, organized crime, dramatic television show or movie. Look at that. But that's pretty amazing. Sniping. When we think of sniping, we think of going into an auction site and waiting at the last possible moment to put in our bid, hopefully to win. The anonymous discoverer took his gloves off and picked it up, jumped out of the water, and screamed, "Bingo!" to my friend. Can you imagine being there? He really knew automatically what it was. Yes, indeed. We were both stunned and couldn't believe it. I've never seen anything like it in my lifetime. Wow. That is some find. Researchers at the University of Glasgow have carried out extensive research on Scottish gold as part of work to guide mineral exploration. Wow. So this is something else. 85.7 grams. Now, that probably includes the quartz there and there, but even as so, automatically knowing gold has a density that is unmatched by really any other metal, save for tungsten. But tungsten has a completely different feel and texture than gold, for sure. It's hard and brittle. That's what she said, where gold is soft and very malleable and beautiful too. Much different color. Dull for the tungsten and bright, shiny yellow for the gold. So there you have it. What an amazing discovery to see. If you could pick, and I want you to put in the comment section below, which would you rather find? A large gold nugget or a cache of gold coins, old historic gold coins? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll be very interested to see what your thoughts are on that. I love stories like this, and I can't thank folks like Silver Honda, Cybercurtain Twitcher, Doctor Who, and others of you who have taken the time to share with me these stories so that I can bring them to you, the wider audience, as it's something I do like to do on this channel. These videos typically don't get quite as many views, but I think they're fascinating, and it just goes to show you that, if you're in a precious metals community, you can do diverse content like this. This is why I do so many videos, because there's no shortage of stories like this in the news out there, and I don't even get to all of it, but I like to cover it as much as I can. I work hard to try to bring you diverse content, and I can't thank enough those who help in discovery for some of these items. And I appreciate even more all of you who take the time to watch these videos. It does mean a lot. And so if you find this content interesting and think others will as well, sharing it will definitely help, among other social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and all Instagram, or even in the community tab on your channels if you have one. So a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video. And I want to encourage you to please rate. That means thumb it up, like the video, share it, and comment and subscribe.